Welcome to Model Horse Tack School. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to fix this 6-inch rider I got at ClassicTVToys.com. Her elbows don't bend, you see that, and her hips don't open up, so she's never going to be able to ride a horse. So we're going to have to fix both of those in order to make her a functional rider. Um, what I want to do is I'll take off the arms first. It's just easier to work without the doll in the way. They come out like that. And then I need something that's going to bend right there at the elbow. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to get some armature wire. Now, this is a good thick, soft drawn or medium drawn armature wire. It's got some thickness to it, so it should help it with metal fatigue. That's one of the problems with using wire. You bend it too many times, yeah, it's going to break. So thicker wire is less likely to have that happen. I'm cutting two lengths here that I think will be about right. They're probably too long. That's okay. Better too long than too short. So now I'm going to take my Dremel, because it has a cutoff wheel, on the lowest speed possible so I don't melt the plastic. And I'm going to cut right at the elbow. And I'm going to do that to both of them. Fairly simple. Now the cutoff wheel actually shortens the arms a little, but that's all right. And then we're going to go ahead and clean up all of the rough edges left behind by that. I'm just using a flat diamond file, the same ones I use to clean my buckles and bits. Get all that extra hair and everything off, or all the plastic hairs, just cleaning it up. And you're doing this to all four pieces. Now this is my nail drill, and I much prefer to use this because the nail drill does not rotate as fast as a Dremel. It's less likely to melt to the plastic. Now I picked a bit that's about the same size as the armature wire. That way the hole that I make is going to be really snug. So now we're going to go ahead and drill a hole both sides, the shoulder side and the hand side, so that the armature wire will fit. Now management showed up and was scrutinizing my work. I don't know if I was doing a good job or not, but he certainly was intent on figuring out what I was doing. And you know how it is when management micromanages, watches what you're doing, looks over your shoulder, they pretty much get in the way. So here we go. Now I'm doing another piece. And same thing, just drilling all the way up, because the length that I make in there, oh, management brought his manager in, and now I got two of them scrutinizing my work. But we're going the full length of that bit that I have. It's a diamond bit. It is a Dremel bit, and it's going to go in there and make a really good hole. And this is the last one I'm working on. So got all four of those done here in a second. And then because management's there, I got to clean up the mess because, you know, they're watching. Once I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and check and make sure it fits. And it fits nice and snug. So that's perfect. Perfect on both of them. Now I already know the wire's going to be too long. But that's okay because I can cut it shorter. It's always better if it's, you know, too long than too short. So I need something that will secure them. I'm going to try using this glue because it's got a nice tip on it. I don't think it worked really well. I would probably redo it with some Gorilla Glue. I mean, it holds fine because it's already snug, and it'll work. I think the Gorilla Glue might work better though. I didn't have a problem with these. The forearms seem to come off, but once she's got clothes on, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And I did like that I could twist it so her hands can move upward. So, but that's what I tried, and what I would do next time, I think, is probably use a different glue because this didn't seem to hold as well as I hoped it would, but it's not like they fall off. Okay, so now I'm trimming them to the right length so that now I've got arms that are, you know, not longer than they were, and they're about the same length, but I have a joint there. And we'll go ahead and put those aside to dry. Making sure they're the same length too. Now the hips, that was a different story. because I can't, just put a wire in there. I'm going to have to rubber band this thing. That means I'm going to have to put in some hooks. I have to disassemble the hips first. So that's a washer. At least it looks like a washer, but I'm going to use my stylus to dig that thing out of there. And there you go. It's a pin. All right. That means now I could put something else in those holes. So I'm going to use again my armature wire. Now I could have used like a 19 gauge galvanized. I just had it handy. I don't do a lot of doll repair, but I'm just doing this so you can see. Now I want the hole, I want that loop that I created to fit right in that hip hole. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. And then I needed to trim that away. So it's not going to pull through and it's not going to stick out. That's basically what I'm trying to make sure it'll work. So when she moves, it'll move right. And then once I think I got it the way I want it, and it's going to lay in there the way I want, then I'm going to make a hook on the other side. And this is a hook that's way too big. So huge piece of wire there. It's way too big. Just want to make a little loop or a hook so I can put a rubber band in there. And then these are dental rubber bands for braces. So they're really small, but they're strong. And you can use two if you want. You don't have to use one, but I'm just using the one because it's the right distance. Okay, so now I'm going to make a hook for the other side. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing, I'm just going to, that went way faster because now I know, how big I want it, that I want it to, lay at 90 degrees so it fits right in that hip hole. And then go ahead and make that loop. And now I need to be able to pull the rubber band through. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my crochet hooks. I need to pick one of the smaller ones because, yeah, make sure you got her butt in the right direction so when you do this, so you don't end up with her feet in the wrong place. But anyways, this is a small crochet hook. It's for like doilies and tablecloths and things. And I don't know if it was a 2 or a 3. It doesn't really matter. It just needs big enough to be able to hang on to that rubber band and pull it through. Get my hook or my loop in the right place, and I'm going to open that up so it's a hook, make it just a little bit easier to go ahead and latch that rubber band on, pull it up with that crochet hook, and then get it to snap in there and close it up. And this is where I think the heavyweight rubber bands would be better than the mediums, but I have 1,000 mediums, so I'm going to have to use them up. But there we go. Now she's got hips, and she can open them up to sit a horse. Her knees are already articulated. Now that the glue is somewhat dry on the arms, I'm going to go ahead and pop those back in. And see how now her arms, I can move them. That's kind of cool. See, now I have a functional rider. I'm lightly testing her. Now her arms can't go out, but her shoulders go up and around. For most events like pleasure, this is perfectly fine. So I hope that you found that helpful and realize that, if you have a rider and she doesn't pose right, you can modify the dolls to work for you. So anyways, I want to thank you for spending time with me today. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and have yourself a really good day.